My name is Sherry Hunter. I'm president of Calumet Lives Matter. We're standing in front of the East Chicago Housing Authority right now. Yeah, that's her. That's her. That's her getting in the car. Yeah, take a picture of her. Take a picture. There she is. Take a picture of her. That's her.
Boo!
Take a picture of her.
Boo!
Take a picture of her. All we want to do is deliver you a letter. We just want to deliver you a letter.
What? What? What?
Right here.
Just drop it in.
Is that the Tia?
That's Tia from East Chicago. We won't even meet with the residents.
Why aren't you speaking with the residents, ma'am? Why won't you speak with the residents? Isn't that your job? And she's also talking on the cell phone while driving.
Or the police.
Here's the housing. This is the housing director.
Oh, I see.
He's the one who's been causing all.
Hey, you guys, you got another letter? Operations director here.
So,
I see what you mean now.
so that's the operations director. Yeah.
We have a letter to deliver you. Are you going to come in?
Just read the letter. That's how you get through.
So I got to read the letter here.
Just read the letter.
Take the letter. Wow.
So it looks like he's going to hit my cameraman there.
Hold up. Let me get up under his truck. Hold up.
So as you can see, this is how they treat residents here in West Calumet. Yeah, yeah. So this is how they treat residents here. Yeah, yeah. So that's the head of the housing authority here. So you can see how they treat the residents that have been lead poisoned. They don't answer them. They don't assist them with moving. They won't take their letter to ask for more time before being evicted forcefully to areas like Chicago. And then she tried to run over my cameraman, who was just trying to shoot her. By the way, talking on her cell phone, not supposed to do that while driving. And this is what they've been dealing with here for months, almost for a year. You know, white folks in a nice neighborhood don't have to deal with this stuff. But the residents here have basically dealt with people who, in the housing authority, who are supposedly supposed to help these residents move to other locations. No. They haven't been helping them move. And as you could just see, instead of actually taking her window down and just taking a letter, literally taking a letter, she instead tried to speed out of here, pretty much almost running over my cameraman and other residents. So
She threw the letter out of her window.
no, she took the letter and then threw it out. So as you saw in the beginning of this live stream, residents were trying to get the head of the housing authority. Her name is Tia. They were trying to hand her over a letter asking for an extension past the 10 days where they're forcefully evicting the remaining 81 residents. The housing director, instead of taking the letter and speaking with the residents, sped out of the complex and tried to run over my cameraman in addition to some residents. And now, look at the response. The housing director called the police, and there's 3 trucks of police, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 police officers have come here in response to the housing director literally trying to run over residents of the complex. So this is apparently justice in East Chicago. The housing authority here has not helped the citizens move out of the complex. They have not helped them in finding new homes. Now they've given them a 10-day eviction notice. And now, when the housing director, her name is Tia, many residents have told me that Tia is very unresponsive. Tia is very rude. Tia, instead of just taking down her window, receiving a letter from the residents saying we don't want to be evicted in 10 days and sent to Chicago or other areas not of our choosing, instead of that, she refused to talk to them. She almost ran them over, and now she called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I saw a 6th walk into the building, 6 police officers. So as you can see, instead of helping residents move and forcing residents out against their will, she tried to run them over. Yeah, and now the police officer is telling the media to leave this location. Apparently, it's interrupting the flow of traffic. Hey, officer. Officer, do you have any issue? The housing director was literally driving and almost ran over several residents.
I was not here. I have no comment.
You have no comment?
Anything about that.
Well, they're telling you what happened. Right.
All I'm telling you is that.
So, hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on.
Another camera person just.
Right. So, I just asked the police officer, you guys are down here telling the residents to move because they're, quote, blocking the doorway. They're not blocking the doorway. But I just asked the police officer, do you have an issue with the housing director? Listen. So if you came to this late, I just want to set the scene for you. So the residents came here because they've been forcefully evicted. They got a 10-day notice where they have to leave, and they're being sent to Chicago and other places. The housing director of East Chicago here, of this complex, has refused to talk to the residents that are being evicted in 10 days. And when the housing directing came out here, the residents came and surrounded her car to try to hand her a letter, not to do anything else other than hand her a letter. She refused to open the window, and then she backed up and tried to run over several of the residents. And in the response to that, the police have come to basically boss residents around and move them from their location.
What happened when the residents complained to the police about being almost ran over? What did the police have?
So when I asked this police officer over here, do you have anything to say about residents, literally, yeah, that one. Do you have anything to say about the housing director almost running over residents? The response is, well, I don't know anything about that. And instead, they are basically forcing people to leave.